Last week, I talked about three of the best banks to use while getting a car using your EIN number. Today, I want to talk about the three best banks, in my opinion, to use that will give you funding for your brand new LLC. So stay tuned.
My name is Jay, and welcome to Ask a Debt Collector, a subsidiary of Clear and Strategic. Now, I've been in the debt collection industry for over 15 years. I've done it all, from management to owning two debt collection companies. Over the last 10 years, I've been the go-to guy for friends and family for questions regarding debt and credit. Now I want to be that person for you. If you have any questions, put them down in the comment section. I promise I'll answer those questions. Let's go.
For some time now, I've been learning all about business funding. I want to take what I've learned, the experiences and so forth that I've had learning this journey, and then tell you the great things that I did and the pitfalls that I had with regards to that. Be sure to check out the video that I did last week. It's a video right above this one with regards to the three banks that'll give you funding for a car using your EIN number. Now, the key is personally getting your personal credit in order. If your personal credit is not in order, down below is a free consultation. Sign up. You can have a consultation with me and we can figure out what we need to do to get you to where you need to be so that you can take advantage of some of the stuff that I'm going to talk about today. Every client that I have, I encourage them to start a side hustle once we clean up their credit. Remember, a great way to build financial freedom is by starting a business. Now, with good credit, you can get the funding in the beginning to start out with your LLC. I encourage everybody that I come in contact with to start out with your personal credit. And then if you do have a business or if you are going to start a side hustle, then start building that way. The reason why is this. What's the number one issue when it comes to business, starting a business? Number one issue is funding, right? And so the reason why I say start out with your personal credit first is because as we get into the three banks that are going to give you money with a brand new LLC, one of the things with some of these banks, one of the things they do is they want a personal guarantee. How are you going to give a personal guarantee if your personal credit is messed up? You're going to be declined for credit. Another thing, I know you guys are sitting here and you're probably saying, well, that's why I would rather start out with building business credit, which is not a big deal. Yes, you can start out with building business credit. The only issue is what's the number one problem when starting out a business? It's funding, right? And so if you start out with those net 30 accounts, net 60 accounts, and you have to build 3 to 6 months building and establishing credit that way, a lot of times those net 30 accounts are accounts through Quill and certain businesses that if you're having problems with funding, it's going to be hard for you to keep the business running for those 6 months using those net 30 and net 60 accounts because you want to start investing into your business, right? To scale your business. And so that's why I encourage starting out with your personal credit, getting that right. And then you can start off with a personal guarantee with regards to some credit cards. And then you can get the funding that you need to actually start scaling your business right away. So let's get right into the three banks that will give you funding with a brand new LLC. The first one I'm going to start out with is a favorite of mine, and that is American Express. Now, I'm talking about from personal history on myself. I'm just not, finding these banks and saying, okay, yeah, these ones do good because polls have come out and that's what they've shown. I have a personal preference when it comes to American Express is because it's exactly how I started. Now, I tell clients, and now I'm going to tell you guys, my YouTube audience, this. When I started out my credit restoration business, obviously I paid for an LLC. I got my articles of information. I, obviously had a business account, a business phone, and a website. Those are things that sort of kind of key with regards to starting out. But with American Express, you don't actually need those things in order to start out. You can start out with the sole proprietor. And I know that for a fact because it's what I did for my wife. But what I started with myself is I opened the bank account. I had $0. I didn't make a dime. I probably had the bank account for maybe a month. And while scrolling through Credit Karma. I know a lot of you guys don't like Credit Karma, the score and so forth with regards to that, but in this case, it helped me out. I found business funding through American Express. I chose this picture in particular because these are the two credit cards that I applied for with regards to the business, right? So I saw the American Express cash business account. I applied for it. And to my surprise, I was approved for $10,000. Now, how did I get approved for $10,000 when I had no money in the bank? That's where the personal guarantee comes in, right? So I leveraged my personal credit in order to get this $10,000 credit card through American Express, which they approved me for because my personal credit was set up and everything was fine. And I was able to get a $10,000 limit. I saw right after that the American Express Business Plus, and I said, what the heck? Why not try to apply for that one? I applied for that one, same situation. I was approved for another $10,000. Think about this. If you just started out your business, your side hustle, whatever the circumstance is, and you had $20,000. Now, the key with both of these credit cards is I had 0% interest for about 15 months on both of these credit cards, right? Which basically means I get a loan interest free for 15 months. And that helped me scale my business. It helped me buy the things that were needed with regards to my CRM system and so forth, and a bunch of other things. Now, what a personal guarantee means, for those you don't understand what a personal guarantee means, is when I got approved for these credit cards, it's not showing on my personal credit. Now, where it will is if I default, right? So if I charge those cards up, or if I charge the card up to whatever it was, I had late payments and they end up closing the account out, it will go on my personal credit. And that is the key, right? Obviously, with regards to starting out a business, you don't have any funds coming in. Most Americans don't. Some people have access to capital, whether they saved it on the personal side, 50 grand, 20 grand, 10 grand, 5 grand. They open up the business bank account and they're able to go that route. For most Americans, we have $0. We start the actual business account, and now we're trying to figure out how we're going to get funding with regards to growing your business. American Express is the company in order to do that with. They gave me both of those credit cards $20,000. Now I had $20,000 to help scale my business, and I had zero interest for those 15 months. So whatever I charged, if I budget it correctly, which is what I recommend a lot of you guys do, instead of just going to spend and buying stuff. If you budget correctly, you look at your finances and so forth. You may have to take some of your personal money in order to obviously pay the credit card in the meantime. But if you can make sound investments, you can use that debt, that $20,000 worth of debt, as leverage to help catapult your business ahead. This is one of the reasons why I always state, get your personal credit set up correctly. The second bank that will actually approve you with a brand new LLC as far as business funding goes is Chase Bank, right? Chase Bank is one of my favorite banks. One of the things, if you follow me, one of the things I always say is, on the personal side, you want a credit union. And on the business side, you want one of the bigger banks. One of the credit cards I recommend that you apply for is the Chase Inc. business credit card, and then typically wait about 30 days to apply for other ones. Currently, right now, I did not get the Chase Business Inc. card. I applied for it and I was not approved. And the reason why is not because of cash flow on my credit or anything along those lines. It's because I had recently applied for these two credit cards on the personal side, the Chase Freedom Unlimited card, as well as the Chase Preferred Sapphire card. And so I had to wait the 30 days. That time is coming up, and I will have a video explaining that business bank account, what I was approved for, and so forth with regards to that. But Chase Business is probably my favorite public bank because they will give you funding with the brand new LLC as long as you follow through some of the thresholds in order to do so. The last bank, which is a public bank, not a credit union, that I recommend that you actually open up with a brand new LLC is Bank of America. Now, understand, with Bank of America, I didn't mention this. With Chase, you're going to probably want to open a checking account. Now, currently, I do not have a checking account with them. American Express Business, you don't have to have a checking account with them. I have a checking account with a completely different bank, and that's when I was approved for the 20 grand. Now, with Bank of America, I do recommend you opening up a business checking account with them. They're going to want you to have a business checking account with them first because they want a relationship, right? They want to see what you're doing as far as deposits go, how you handle the account, and so forth. But just by opening up an account, if you take whatever the bare minimum is with Bank of America, put that in the account, maybe put something in the savings account, and then apply for the funding right off the bat. A lot of times you can get to $50,000 with no docs with regards to starting that business account. Now, these are the three banks that I recommend that you actually open up if you have a brand new LLC, so that way you can get the funding that you need to help scale your business. Once you get that funding and you start scaling your business and you're making money, then I recommend you start building your business credit with those net 30, net 60 accounts, gas cards, and then obviously financing cars in the business name that you use for your business. Now, there's a lot of stuff down below. Don't forget, fill out the information with regards to the free letter bundle. I do have a digital product, Debt Negotiator Pro. If you're interested in any of that stuff, it is down below. Remember, credit repair is just not another bill. It's a down payment on your future. If you have any questions, put them down in the comment section. I promise I'll answer those questions. And as I always state, you be great.